팀 경기장 도시락.
And we just want to say thank you to Mr. Sean Plott. Day 9 was actually tuning in. He says, I want to go live with Fun Day Money, but I have to finish Rhett versus Gumiho. Go Rhett, go Rhett, go Rhett.
Can't blame him, man.
Oh, God. Well, thank you, Sean. We appreciate it. All right, over here, the bottom left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have our blue Zerg player from the team FXO. That is Lucky. And his opponent in the top right-hand corner is Teal. Blue and Teal. This will be a fun one. We have from Team Liquid, and winner of that last ridiculous game, it is Rhett.
Man, Team Liquid has just been such a joy to watch in this team league. I mean, every time you think that they're going to, be down in this tournament, somebody steps up. Every time somebody from that team has stepped up, played amazingly, got them to the next round. I mean, even if it does end here for them, which I hope it doesn't. I mean, I'm secretly kind of rooting for them, even though I do like FXO a lot as well. But even if the tournament does end here for Team Liquid, what an awesome performance it's been.
All right. It really has been. And I think they've got to, the last remaining foreign team in the tournament, I think that regardless of the outcome, they've got to pat themselves on the back because this has been one hell of a run for them in this tournament. So,
no kidding, yeah.
This match, no, speaking of that, this match actually means a lot, though, because the winner of this set actually moves on, is guaranteed top 4 in the tournament, and thus guaranteed at least $2,000 in prizes. Of course, we know Enes Hosa on the back of the all-kill of Startail yesterday by Sage is moving on to the lower bracket round 5. But so the winner of this will actually be guaranteed $2,000 and a chance to fight them, but the loser is knocked out.
Yeah, that's right. And like you said, this game is very important because the winner will be one game away. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, that's huge. Whenever you get into that must-win situation, it's a lot of pressure for the players that come out. Looks like it's going to be a hatch first for Lucky. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rhett playing it safe, going for the what looks like it could be a Speedling expand, although he may just decide to go for Banelings. But Rhett does like to play, macro, of course. It's kind of like stating the obvious, right? But and that does include ZVZ. So we'll see if he does decide to do that indeed, or if he decides to go aggressive. Looks like he's going to go, I think this is just going to be a Speedling expand. Generally, you expand it around 20 or so when you do something like this.
Pretty long walk distance on this map, so should give enough time for Lucky to get out so that he'll probably pop out with 6 lings right away. And he'll have plenty enough to defend.
Well, yeah, the fact that, Rhett just made 4 lings just kind of tells us right there that he's not going to do any sort of crazy aggression here.
Yep. And he'll be making his way across the map. Lucky, on the other hand, is throwing in his Retractor a little bit after that. Wanted to make sure he can get out his queens. Nice and early. There's one, and there's going to be a second here in just a second as soon as that hatchery finishes.
Yep. Expansion there for Rhett. Making a second queen right away. It is good to do something like that. So I wonder if he's going to go for roaches right out of this. I mean, usually if you go hatch first, like Lucky did, you go for the Baneling nest to stay safe. And a lot of times you see people that go Speedling expand add the Baneling nest on a little bit later as well. But I wonder if Rhett is just going to go for roaches on this. I don't know. I've got a feeling. I don't know why, but I've just got this feeling.
All right. Well, we'll find out here in a second. He has jumped back onto gas. At least 2 drones on that extractor now and continuing to drone up. Of course, it is Rhett. He will do whatever it takes to drone the absolute most and does manage to pick off an Overlord there. But there's the Baneling nest coming up now.
Yep, okay, so he is going for Banelings. All right. That's normally what you see. It was going to be a little bit weird. Maybe I was just kind of doing the wishful thinking thing. I like the era of ZVZ where Nesty was just going roaches every game instead of Banelings. So
look at that control right there. Rhett, darting in between 2 queens that were attacking him in 6 lings, still manages to pick off a drone and run away without taking any ling losses of his own.
Yeah. Lucky's Baneling nest a little bit later than Rhett, surprisingly here, but should still be pretty safe. And,
that could be dangerous for Lucky, though. If Rhett is able to get some Banelings morphed and can run them around the side, it could be a lot of dead drones.
Yanomatan's like, I won't tell anyone, just don't hurt me. You guys can stay here as long as you want.
Your secret is safe with me, I promise.
He's like, they're turning into Banelings now. I'm actually out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
This is just way too dangerous for me. There's not that many drones over here at the natural quite yet, though. Are
not a whole lot.
Transferred down? No, it doesn't look like they are. But the first couple of Banelings, they're rolling in right now. Lucky pulling back a few forces. Oh, and it looks like Rhett's not going to get a lot of track. He does actually kill 2. He kills 2 drones. Does a little bit of damage other than that, but not a ton.
Not quite as efficient as he would have hoped, but he does kind of have Lucky thinking now. I mean, he does have Lucky worrying a little bit about this, but not worrying too much because he's making a bunch of drones right now, apparently.
Yes, he is.
He's not too worried about it after all. Yeah, never mind. He's okay. He's like, anything's in my mirror line. I don't care.
You think
No
I'm going to be
big deal.
afraid of you, but I'm not going to be.
Man.
All right. Well, Red is eventually going to chase down that Zergling, but the Zergling gets a pretty good scout on his opponent, trying to go after...
Oh!
That
Wow.
was actually pretty good. A little
Yeah.
bit of miscontrol there from Rhett.
Yep, and the Roach Warren started up for Rhett. I'm sorry, for Lucky as well as the Evo Chamber. More Banelings on the way just to kind of harass a little bit. But Rhett does find him right away, has to cancel.
Yeah. And Red, of course, droning up right now while Lucky does decide to put up that Roach Warren, said. And it's 46 drones to 36, though, now 39, in favor of Red, however. As, you know, every single time you think, well, you know, Red, has he been droning as much as normal? You look up and he's still at like a 10-drone advantage, no matter what.
Taking a fast third as well, too. This might be a little bit difficult to hold because it looks like Lucky wants to attack on 2 bases. Maybe after +1 is finished. We'll have to see, but I don't know.
Now, let's see. Stream of Zerglings making their way in. Rhett gets a pretty good look at his opponent's base,
Oh, he
however.
catches the drone. Okay, it looks like Lucky was planning to expand, but maybe not now.
Had enough resources built up for it, and Rhett is just going to run away.
Yep. That's right.
And then turn around.
Then he can come back.
Yeah.
So blue versus teal, a little bit tough to tell the Zerglings apart sometimes. But
Right.
it's kind of how it is.
We'll do our due diligence in reporting it to you guys, though.
Yep.
And let's see. Rhett going to tear back in now for another look around. Just got to watch out for
those.
those.
Be careful. Ooh, ouch. Loses.
Yeah, quite a few
Yeah.
Zerglings.
Yep, those Banelings were doing their due diligence.
Yes.
Being in the right place at the right time. Rhett still gets a good scout, sees everything.
Yes, he does. And may get himself a drone kill. No.
Nope, doesn't quite get it. All right.
It's pretty low in health there, but not enough. Rhett is finishing up that third base, though, and going to layer tech, and has +1 weapons. Not that much apart. Actually, a little bit ahead of Lucky, in fact. Of course, he is slightly down in roaches, but I've got to say, Rhett's in a really good spot.
Yeah, he's not looking bad at all. Game's still very even. In fact, he is ahead on supply. You can really see that Rhett macro. Easily one of the best macro Zergs out there in the world.
Oh, very much so.
I'd say so. So, Rhett...
The world.
That's right. The entire world.
All right.
Rhett getting that roach speed as well. That's going to help a lot in terms of getting the nice concave when the roaches finally do engage here. But my question is, what is going to be the next tech from these guys? Is it going to be infestors? Is it going to be hydralisks, possibly?
Well,
We do see both from time to time.
very much so, especially on this map. It's not too bad to give yourself a good position on the high ground. And is that a gifted couple of roaches? It was a gifted couple of roaches.
Yeah, I think he's kind of trying to use the high health to run in and see exactly what his opponent has. And he did. He saw a lot of roaches. He's going to try to make as many as he can himself. He's got some spines at the front, I believe, as well. One spine at the front to help defend. But
Yeah.
it's going to be close. He doesn't quite have the roach count. He will have +1, though, and that will help quite a bit.
Yeah, +1 done for both players now, but Red is actually way ahead of the upgrades, not just going to +2 weapons, but of course does have +1 carapace well on the way. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be done before this engagement happens, but of course, if he can hold off or stave off this attack, find a way to equalize, he'll actually be in a pretty good spot. Lucky moving out, sorry, I meant to bring up that tab. Lucky moving out with 20 roaches now versus the 19 of his opponent now. 11 more just hitting for Rhett, though. As we speak, he's up by 25 supply.
Yeah, Rhett's in fine shape. He's going to need to worry about that counterattack path later in the game, but for now, he's doing just fine. And did he detect that his opponent does not have Zergling speed yet? Yes, he does. I mean, roach speed, and Rhett will be able to catch and pick off a couple roaches here. He's got to be careful, though. Roach speed just finishing up. Ooh! Yeah, has to be really careful there not to get trapped in some sort of concave, but it looks like he does have a bit of an advantage right now.
Yeah, he could finish up +1 carapace here in just a second. It's actually only 30 seconds away, so he may just wait for that. He is continuing to buffer his roach numbers, however. Infestation Pit did finish up for Lucky, and he's got Pathogen Glance on the way, but actually dumping all his resources into roaches to match his opponent's number rather than trying to put up some infestors right now.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see Rhett not putting down any sort of other tech, instead going for upgrades rather, and just a ton of roaches. And the thing is that if your opponent goes for infestors and you go for just roaches, there is a period of time generally where you can just go in and kill them because they just don't have enough infestors to handle your roach numbers. So it feels like that's kind of what Red is going for in this case. He does certainly have the supply advantage. He's had his third base for a little bit longer. He does have +1 carapace, which is going to be very helpful as well. So Rhett could hit a good timing with +2 weapons here. Oh, and he's adding a Hydra Den on behind this. And I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a close fight either way. I mean, despite the supply advantage.
Yeah.
Well, Rhett, he does have a good supply advantage. All right, he's going for it.
He does have a supply advantage, and he also has a worker disadvantage, which means that he has a few more attack units out there as well. So, destructible debris going to fall down quick. He does have +2 weapons done, and that's going to hit a few seconds before his opponent does. So, if he can actually get in there and get the first shot... And don't know if he will or not. There's Pathogen Glance. He actually does, but the better concave does go to Lucky temporarily. But now Lucky running down. Does Rhett have enough to try and just push through this front? Take a look at the Roach numbers. 33 to 43 in favor of Rhett. Rhett continuing to stream in units. And that +1 Carapace is just helping so much.
It certainly is. Rhett producing a lot of Roaches behind this as well. Oh, and he's going into the main, picking off a few more Infestors. Rhett playing very brilliantly right now. He has to be careful, though. The reinforcements do make a difference in this situation, but Rhett, oh, I don't know, man. He's got such a big advantage here with that +1 Carapace. That helps so much.
It really does.
Yeah, he's going to be able to reproduce. Look at that 50 supply ahead.
Yeah. And look at the stream of Roaches just gathering themselves outside of his opponent's base. He's picking off reinforcements slowly. Now his are starting to catch up as well. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Rhett may be able to put Liquid just one game away from advancing in Team Arena Challenge 2.
Oh, man. GG, and Rhett takes the game. Team Liquid just one win away, just like you said, from winning this match.